finished using the products up, you know, the acne came back, and here I am, insecure me. But yeah. I got loyalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, fortune, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, no ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this, it's born like this. Immaculate conception, I transform like this, perform like this. Was out you a new weapon. Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Christen here. And we are back with another video. So I'm not sure when this video is actually going to get posted, but happy new year. It is 2024, y'all. It's up this year. I feel it. I feel it in my spirit that this year is going to be just an awesome, an amazing, a blessed, a prosperous, an abundant year. Okay? But yeah, y'all. What's up? What y'all been up to? I know we have been on a little hiatus, just due to the holidays and life in general. But again, it's 2024. We are getting back to it, okay? And yeah, today is just gonna be a really quick video. I know I mentioned in one of the previous videos that I did that I was gonna do a little tidbit on how I even got into skincare and aesthetics, how I came up with my brand, and how I decided to start mobile. So that's what this video is going to be about today. Excuse my voice if it sounds a little weird or different. I have been a little under the weather, and I'm, recovering from that. But yeah, again, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't feel like we're asking for too much. Just chit chat with us back. No? Fine then. Anyways, just sit back and yeah, let's get into the video. All right, y'all. So for some of this that I'm about to talk about, I know I touched briefly on it on some of the past videos. I know the most recent one, I think the day in the life, the mobile Esty video, I think I kind of touched on it a little bit there. But when I first knew that I was interested in aesthetics, I guess I'll start there. So all throughout my childhood, especially like my teen years, like all throughout high school and everything like that, I dealt with bad acne, and I've seen worse cases than what I had, but to me, I felt like I really had bad acne. Like I did not have the best skin. I have really oily skin, so my skin is prone to breakouts and prone to acne, and I felt like it was the worst of the worst when I was in high school, especially. So all throughout my high school years, again, I dealt with the acne and everything. And my parents, like, my mom, she would buy me like over the counter, stuff that you could get from like Dollar General, Walmart, like cleanser. She would buy me that occasionally, but it wasn't something that was like a dire need to them. Like me being concerned over my skin wasn't like a necessity to them. So it wasn't something that they always bought me. So I was really insecure when it came to my skin and my acne. The products that they would buy, it didn't really help. Yeah, so like I said, all throughout, 9th to 12th grade, I dealt with, the insecurity from my skin. It wasn't until I think my 12th grade year, I took an internship at an orthopedics office. And I met this lady there, and she introduced me to Proactive. Like she said, I think either her daughter or her niece, somebody in her family had a subscription to Proactive, and they had like some leftover unopened boxes and products. And she offered, to let me try it out. And I tried it out then, and Proactive actually did me some good. It worked. It started to clear up some of my acne. My skin started to look a little bit, okay. And like when you start using Proactive or, those medicated products, if you start using them, you have to keep using them for it to really work. So like I said, she gave me some samples, like some some products to try it and using it was working. But then when I finished using the products up, the acne came back, and here I am, insecure me. But yeah, I dealt with that all throughout high school or whatever. It wasn't until after I graduated high school, like my early 20s, that my acne, I don't even know to this day what happened, but just out the blue, my skin just kind of cleared up. Like my early 20s, 2021, around that time frame, my acne cleared up. My skin was just like really clear. Like I still have oily skin. Like to this day, I have oily skin, and the occasional breakout now, but it's really only around the time when my cycle starts. But yeah, other than that, I really don't break out like how I used to, but yeah, so my early 20s, 20, 21, 22, that's when I kind of got into makeup. Like, I don't know, I was a makeup fanatic. Like, I'm talking about, I used to be on YouTube all day, all night, looking up videos, tutorials, how to do certain looks, and I would try it out on myself. Looks on Carmen. Like, I used to just really be into the makeup thing. I would always be buying makeup products and everything, and y'all know makeup is expensive. Like, all my money was going, all my paychecks, my coins was going to buying some makeup. So I went through that whole phase, my early 20s or whatever. And I think like during that time frame as well, I was getting to know who I was as a person, as an individual. And this is coming from someone who has been sheltered. My whole childhood, my whole teen years, I was extremely sheltered. So when I left my parents' house at 18, and, due to circumstances, which that's a whole different, I'll get into that, in another video, but being kind of thrown out into the world, I was exposed to a lot. And so, like I said, during that time frame, it was just a whole phase of me just finding myself. And to this day, I feel like I'm still finding myself a little bit. But during that time especially, I was really just getting to know who I was as a person. And I started, realizing what I'm interested in. And I was interested into the beauty world. Like, I loved makeup, loved anything to do with skin, like making my skin appear, better or whatever. So yeah, I went through that phase. And during that phase as well, I was still trying to figure out, okay, career-wise, like, yes, I had my 9-to-5 job, but I knew that where I was working at, that was not some place that I saw myself working for the rest of my life. Like, I knew that it was more out there for me. I knew that whatever career that I chose, I wanted it to be something that I was actually passionate about, something that I actually enjoyed doing, so that it didn't feel like, a burden having to wake up in the morning, or, because I've been there, done that. Like, I'm talking about to the point where I literally pull into work feeling sick, like I'm about to throw up, because I don't want to be there that bad. And I knew that I didn't see myself doing that for the rest of my life. So I'm just, trying to figure out, okay, career-wise, girl, what am I going to do? So, some years went by, and I think around like maybe 2018, 2019, again, I'm still just searching, like, what am I passionate about? Because, yeah. So I'm online, I'm just searching different career paths. And I came across aesthetics. And I had never heard of aesthetics before. Like, I've heard of makeup artists, but I never knew, like, what a makeup artist actually fell under. So when I saw, aesthetics and esthetician, and I started reading, like, what all that entailed, I was like, I think this is me. And I don't know if you guys know, but aesthetics is a broad industry. Like, you can do so much under being an esthetician. So when I Googled, what esthetician was and what all fell under that, I think that's when I really knew, okay, I think this is it. So yeah, 2019 comes along, and I've made up my mind at this point, I want to be an esthetician. So I start Googling programs in my area, and let me tell you, it is so hard. There's not many esthetician programs out there, and there's not many good esthetician programs out there. I'll say that. But the one thing, if you are interested in becoming an esthetician, the one thing that I will advise is that if you're looking for esthetician programs, go into it with the mindset of, soak in what you need to soak in as far as knowledge wise, so that you can pass your boards for your license. But don't go into a program expecting the works. Like, don't have your expectations so high. I'm gonna be honest, there's not many good programs out there, at least not in the area that I'm from. There's not that many. But most of the experience and knowledge that you will get will be when you are out of school and when you're actually in the field, hands-on, working through it for yourself. That's when you're really gonna gain that experience and that knowledge and all of that when you're out of school. So don't go into it thinking that you're gonna learn so much when you're in the program itself. But anyway, that was a little sidetrack, little FYI. But yeah, so 2019, I started looking for programs, in my area, and I ended up finding an evening program. There were night classes. So started the program in 2019 for my esthetician license, and I got, I want to say, about halfway through, and I'm telling you, like, I was doing so good. And that's what, to this day, I try not to question God, but I was doing so good in that program, and life just started lifing. And yeah, I just decided to step back at that time due to everything that was going on. I just decided to step back and just pursue it later, because it was just too much going on where I wasn't focused, and it was just other things that I felt like needed to take priority in that moment, or in that moment in time. So yeah, I stepped back from the program then due to life. But in the back of my head, I always knew that I want to be an esthetician. Like, once I discovered aesthetics, I just knew from there that that's where I wanted to be. This is where I wanted to be. So yeah, fast forward a little bit, I think 2020, 2021, somewhere around there, when the pandemic hit. That's when, everything, the whole world was on lockdown. I'm already a homebody, so I wasn't doing much anyway. But when the pandemic first hit, that's when I really got into the whole DIY thing. Like, I was a YouTube girly. Like, any little thing, I was on YouTube trying to figure out how to do renovations to old furniture. Like, I was just making my own body butters. I was making wax melts. Like, I was doing any and everything during this time, and I was just on YouTube really heavy, just doing any and everything. And when I was making like my body butters and my wax melts, and I was working towards making my own candles, things like that, that's when I started thinking about like my brands. So I always knew in the back of my head that I was gonna return to get my aesthetics license, and that, I knew that I was gonna complete that course, right? It was just during this time, during the pandemic, when I'm, just exploring different other things, like other little hustles or whatever. That's when I came up with the brand Ignite My Flame. Yeah, I came up with the brand Ignite My Flame, and that was going to be for like my body butters, my candles, my wax melts. And then I knew that, once I got my aesthetics license, I wanted to tie everything together. Like, I wanted to have my skincare, candle line, and tie it into my aesthetics as well, right? So yeah, so that's when I originally came up with the name of my brand per se. back in like 2020, 2021, like when the pandemic hit. But yeah, that's where the origin name Ignite Your Flame came from, except for back then when I first came up with it, it was Ignite My Flame, to kind of like piggyback off of, you know, Ignite My Flame, like in a candle flame. You get it? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's where that name came from. Yeah. And so then, boom, fast forward a little bit more to 2023, last year. Again, the last video, or one of the previous videos, the power and pivoting, I kind of talked through that whole spill in that video. So if you have not checked that video out, go check it out, because I am not going to repeat myself in this one. But yeah, in that video, I did talk about, you know, when I started school and, you know, the struggles through school this time around and everything like that. Okay. But yeah, so while I was actually in school last year, that's when I kind of tweaked my brand's name just a little bit, because it was originally Ignite My Flame, but then I tweaked it to Ignite Your Flame Beauty. And yeah, that's where my brand's name originated from. Yeah. Ignite Your Flame Beauty, the brand, is about igniting your confidence, igniting that flame, that inner flame that's inside of you. It's about embodying being that girl. Knowing that anytime you step foot in any room, you are that girl. And can't nobody wave you, can't nobody tell you any difference, okay? That's what my brand is about. My brand stems from me knowing firsthand what it feels like looking in the mirror and not loving what I saw looking back at me. Me knowing firsthand what it feels like crying myself to sleep at night because I didn't truly love who I was. Not being confident in myself. Not feeling like I was that girl. That's where my brand stems from. And I want other people, I don't want other people to have to feel that way as well. My brand is all about anytime anyone steps foot or sits in my chair, I want to be able to completely transform from the inside out. Not just the outward appearance. I want any of my clients, anyone that comes to me, I want them to feel better about themselves. Period. And that's what my brand is all about. And with that being said, y'all, I have been keeping this in for a little minute now. You guys are the first to hear about this, but I have been working. Your girl officially has her own site, igniteyourflamebeauty.com. I will make sure that I link it in the description box, and I will tag it in the video as well. But make sure you guys go check it out, igniteyourflamebeauty.com. I have designed my own merch. Okay, we have candles, t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, and more is coming. The site is not officially completely done yet, but again, I do have some merchandise on there already that you're able to check out. And fellas, you are not excluded. I do have merchandise up there for you as well. Okay, but yeah, y'all, I'm excited. Again, we're all about and just embodying being that girl over here, okay? Or embodying being him. Period. But yeah, y'all, that is where my brand originated from. So yeah. And then lastly, is my bad. But lastly, how I decided to kind of go into the mobile route. And part of this, I think I mentioned in the power and pivoting video as well, when I talked about the the whole spill of me being in school and thinking I had my path set for a job after I completed my program and all of that. But yeah, unfortunately, things didn't work out with the original plan that I had to work up under someone. So, yeah, because of that, I had to get a little bit creative, which, let me just say this as well. So like, I always knew that I wanted to eventually work for myself. Like, I always knew that I wanted to have like my own, you know, my own beauty business brand. But it was just, my thing was, initially starting off, I had the mindset of wanting to work under someone initially. But when that did not happen, I had to get a little bit creative and go a different route. Yeah, so when things didn't pan out the way that I had envisioned, as far as me going to work up under or work at that particular shop, I decided to try things out mobile. And let me just say this as well, because I don't think I mentioned this yet, but the vision that I had for my individual brand, and I don't want to say too much right now, but I always had the vision of my business being mobile, just in a different capacity. Like, the capacity that I kind of visioned for my brand, that I always had vision for my brand, was I want to customize like my own Sprinter van, or my own, you know, like those trucks, like the food truck type trucks. I want to customize one of those, but make it, you know, like a beauty truck. You know what I'm saying? Where I come to you in my own customized, you know, van, and I bring my services to you, in that capacity. So I always had that vision in mind when it came to Ignite Your Flame Beauty. But as of right now, again, because I am just starting off, yeah, I'm mobile, just not in that capacity. I don't have my truck, my van yet, but that is where I see myself, you know, or where I see my brand in the future. That's the vision. So yeah. So again, because I am just starting off, I am offering my services mobile at this time. So, you know, I have my own massage table bed. I have all of my own equipment, all of my own products, my towel warmers, steamer, all of that. Like, I have legit everything. I just bring my equipment and my services to you. So whether that be in the comfort of your own home, your office space, your business, whatever, I bring my services to you. That is where I am at currently. I'm a travel SD at this time. So yeah, if you're interested in any of my services, you can hit me up on my Instagram, my phone number. I am based in the South Carolina area, so Greenville, Columbia, Sumter, Florence. I'm based in South Carolina. So yeah, just hit me up for any of your SD needs, and I got you. Okay. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much it that I can think of. I think I touched on everything. I don't know. If you have any other questions, again, do not hesitate to drop them down below in the comments, and I will answer them for you. If you have any questions about any aesthetics programs or how school was, things like that, you can drop it down below as well. I can answer that for you. I don't know, any question you have, anything, just let me know and I can answer any other questions you guys have. Okay. But other than that, I believe that is it. That is all that I have for you guys today. Until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got